Yo, so welcome to my stream. What I'm actually going to be doing today is I'm going to stream my recently upgraded game, Possession 2. I wanted to stream this before, but then I decided to stream it for posterity. You know, it's there on a recording, so even one day when Dreams goes down and the servers are all busted, then at least we've got these gameplays to show what we did. And so I did Possession 3, and then I realized there's a few things I want to fix. Then I wanted to stream Possession 1, and then I realized there's a few things I wanted to fix, so I fixed them. And then I streamed Possession 1, and now I'm doing Possession 2. And I went back and I fixed almost every one of the levels. I added all the capabilities from Possession 3 back into Possession 2. So now this is literally in the series, they're kind of synchronized now almost. They've all got Holobits, their Holocore Towers look the same. I think I wrote it here. They've all got the new follow radar system, which is really helpful for the Possession 1 puzzles. They've got new UIs, they all synchronized the UIs, except for one's a little bit different. And then in this one, nobody liked the first chapter, so I obviously redid that entire chapter completely. So I'll do a little bit of narration on that. So what I'll do is I'll reset my progress. And then what I'm going to be doing is I will then now start the level as if I've never played it before. So there's also a new scoreboard for each of the levels. So each level now is a score. Previously it was different things in each level was a separate scoreboard, but then I ran out of scoreboards. So now I decided to add it all up like in Gemini Rising, and I made a score out of it. So here we go. Let's check it out. Let me know if there's any issues with the audio if you can't hear or whatever. So I remastered this as well. So even this entire area has been redone to better match the new forest level that I did. And then I decided to add the little Holobits here so that they wait. The Holobits appear and then they kind of collect it as a little intro. And then I also took out the Possession bootcamp level because I didn't want people to play that instead of playing the game, so I just took it out. It's still available as a separate dream. So. Cool, so we're just going to start a new game because we'll come back to the chapter selection. So. And just to tie you in, this is tying directly into the end of Possession 1 where you launched your spaceship in the white spaceship. You're leaving the sky of Possession 1 right now. This is quite tricky to do because it's all one scene. There's no cutting to another scene. I also upgraded the gold ship and I redid all the lighting here. Added new panels and things. And I also upgraded the effect of it teleporting with this new paint effect coming over it. And this was also upgraded a little bit with a new entrance point that's a little bit more obvious. Let's go. And this is like the new UI telling you where you are and what you basically have to do. So for those who don't know, this is actually a little PlayStation sort of Easter egg. This is actually a D-pad. I originally designed it as a D-pad, so it is actually like a D-pad. So now this is a completely new level. This level and the way it works was completely redone. The level is like 5 times larger than it was before. Before it was just a little musical puzzle that you like had to stand and play the notes, and it was quite terrible actually. I don't even know how I thought it was a good idea, but okay. Some people liked it. But now I changed that this D-pad no longer looks like it did before. It's now this power station, and I zooted it up completely. I actually brought the power node from the power facility into this level so that it matches for the level later, so that there's like a tech overlap. And let's just show you the game. So obviously this is now to lead you to this color, and this color says that it's going to this sort of area. There's just a bit of a cleanup over here. And this is the new follow system as well. You can turn follow off, then they don't follow you anymore. Turn follow on, and if they're in range, they'll follow you, but if you're out of range and you press follow, they won't. So you don't get accidental follows from across the map. If you're far enough away, then they won't follow you. So. This is the amazing background music that Tarian created for us. I just created this sort of playback system, and that's the new Holocore Tower. The reason I changed the tower to this sort of tower that you have to deactivate is because there's these new Holobits, and they look pretty much like smaller versions of the previous Holocores. So I just decided, because of the change in the bits, that we need to also change the Holocore Towers so they don't look the same, and they have a different function as well. So now it looks like this instrument is over here. You can also press touchpad. It'll tell you like what to do. Collect all the musical notes from the 4 instruments to unlock the 4 magnetic locks. So I'm not going to show you where the lock is. When we complete this, it'll kind of show you where it is. So you like pull this lever to kind of like start it, and then you have to like collect all the notes. It's not always that easy. And then there's a speed divider which slows the speed of the notes down. So I made it relatively easy. I played it a few times so that it's kind of like medium difficulty and not hard. Oh, and I missed the green one, sorry. I should have switched faster. And it's the notes play back in the same positions, but these color ones drop randomly, so you never know which color one's going to drop. So you could probably do it 4 times in a row, not get it, and then the first time you'll get a lucky note drop, and then it'll do it for you. There we go. Did it. So again, I didn't want it to be terribly difficult so that it gets you going with the game. So it's fun, it's easy. And obviously I added this reminder as well, so because I kept seeing originally when I played tested, people wanted to like try and grab it again. So I've deactivated it, you can't grab it, and I tell you that you've already finished here. Because I've been watching people play games for a very long time now, and most people are unable to build a world in their head like I can do. So Everybody does it, but some people are just not that good at it, so they get lost very easily. There's some hidden towers, so you might have to look a little bit to find them. I'll just do like 2 of them over here. There's another one in this little I've put these kind of symbols on the walls to kind of like help you a little bit. If you're looking for those, then you can see it. So there's that one. Just to show you that you can toggle the menu. Which one am I going to do next? So yellow is now done. Let's do the one that's right here. It doesn't matter which puppet you use, obviously. Just the notes are the ones you have to watch for. Just in case. Oh, I missed 2. That's weird. I probably didn't pay any attention. Or maybe they were of a color and I didn't see it. This particular area I chose specifically so that it's deceptive in the colors. So it could be a pink one, could be purple, maybe it's blue. You can't tell properly. There we go. See, there's the magnetic lock opening up. And the magnetic lock is actually over here. Let's just move this first. Let's go to the one on the far side and then come back for this one. So there's one down there. This one, those were the drums. This is the harp. So on your UI it tells you the harp's done. The Egyptian harp was finished. And the taiko drum has been finished. It's also got a track of your holocores. I've done 3 or 4. And half of the holobits, about 12. So we'll get the rest just now. Just want to show you where the lock is. It's like a little test to remind you how to do it. So here's the lock. I've done this one. And I've done this one. So let's just do this section over here. This tower was also here originally, but it's been zooted up and there's better playability of it. It's not so tricky to maneuver now anymore. So, yay, that's the last Holocore Tower. Got all 4 now. Oh, I'm missing one. Yep. Sometimes they get left behind because they get stuck behind something. If Dreams had a nice node navigation system built in, that would have been helpful. But the way to build the AI here is a bit too difficult. You can't go down here. Just check behind all the trees because I'm sneaky like that. How many have I got? 4. I think there's 4 down there at the bottom. At the other level. Oh, I missed one there, that's why. There's only 3 down there, and then there's this 4th one. The stone in this area was also here before. I just changed it a little bit. So some of it remained, and the overall sort of basic structure of it remained. I just like added these extra sections for the instruments. The This one can be quite tricky sometimes. At least this one, there's no... You're never unclear what note you're going to be getting. It's only because I've done this so many times now. And you've got like a few seconds before it'll stop. One more. All the marimba notes. And the marimba notes are where the other three holocores are. So it's the orange sort of one. There we go. Really looks like a cool power tower that I made. It's like getting the... Let's just do a checkpoint here. We don't really have to do checkpoints here, because I mean, and here's the rest of the holocores. Holobits, sorry. There they are. 1, 2, and then we're gonna have one more. There we go. Collected them all. This one I made the notes come out really fast, so you have to use the 2 times speed reduction. Otherwise... Oh, I was lucky there. Oh, there's a lot of notes at the end here. There we go. Flute. And we're done. That took so long to do. That with the like falling stuff. So now this completes the level. So it also locks everything so that if you didn't have any collectibles, you can't see them anymore. They're all gone. So you can't go and clean up collectibles after you've finished the puzzle. So once the chapter's complete, that's it. And because people kept running backwards, I put 3 giant arrows in from position 1 to like tell you where to go. I added the beach sand here, which wasn't here. It makes it really nice. It was just the stones before with some other sand, which didn't look great. So this whole beach area has been changed. Water is the key to release the energy force field and power up the light bridges to the caves. Where the heck is the force field and the energy bridge, or the light bridge? So let's get some, so people get distracted, which is cool. So here's all the sand. And then I put this one over here so that you'd see the Holocore Tower behind if you turn around. That's it. 1 out of 4. See, there's a lot of, there's 40 bits in here. I'm just going to do some cleanup on the waterfall. Also, people jump down here and kill themselves, so I just put barriers up to make it a little bit smoother. But you can jump down the waterfall here. But there's something behind the waterfall, of course. Favorite old gaming trick. Yes, Holocore Tower behind waterfall. I also added more waterfalls here, so that this is more of a, you know, waterfallier area than just one waterfall, because it made sense for the area to have a long waterfall. And all these little guides and objectives I added as well. Find the missing gears. Okay, so now there's some missing gears around here. So they flash like that. Repair. Now once you repair it, the water starts flowing down. So people go and do the first one instead of fixing all the... I'm like too OCD for that. I have to fix all of them finished here, and then I move on to the next section. So let me just get some of the missing holobits here. think there's one here. There we go. See, I didn't hide too much. And all the rocks are now also like wet around here. And I changed this little area. Oh, I've got one of those. I changed this little area so that it's easier to navigate here and the puppets to follow you. And added some foam where it hits the rocks and stuff. And this entire beach area was changed. There's another one. Let's do these two here. Repair. Let's put the gear in. There we go. And then there's one more to fix. And this whole area was changed. This looks great now. All the trees were updated. I think it's a mix between Anime Boy and Insane Artist's trees with Nefrendel's collabed leaves floor. I think. Here's the other one. There's the last one. And now if you check, it says fix water wheels. We're done. Okay, let's do some collectibles. I'll start on this side over here. Because there's a tower here. There it is. Holocore Tower deactivated. Oh, got that one. I might miss a few years, so I must just carefully check. Let's do the water channels as well as the do like a cleanup as I'm going along. And I also made it so you can't jump off here now. So even if you tried, you cannot. You cannot. This is green, I think, yeah. Oh, wrong direction. Just remember to check everywhere, because they're hidden everywhere. This one's red. And this one has to go there. Okay, they're all loose. Let that one let go a little bit in the grass. Let's just clean up the rest of the one. I think I've done all the water now to go to... No, just this one hasn't been done. So they're all floating now, I think. No, green's not floating yet. I'm going to check if I'm not missing anyone. This grass looks so cool still. I released it as a remixable starter. It's called a wild grass starter. Let's just get this checkpoint. Let's do the green one. There's a few more here. And then here is green. This was actually an accident, leaving it like this. But then I realized this looks so cool with a little bit of the water still there. You also can't jump off here now. I'm at a wall, so you can't accidentally die really in this level anymore. And then there's one nasty one that I hid inside the bush, but you can still see it coming out. I mean, look there. So this is the... Oh! So this is telling you that these things are connected to the light bridge. I kind of upgraded the piping system a bit. So you can see there's the pipe going into the light bridge. And this pipe's going into the shield. And so you have to deactivate both the shield and activate the light bridge. So the one's off and the other one's on. And here's some more red ones, I think. Also upgraded this flooring here a little bit. There, all of them collected for all 40. And then there's another holocore here, and then these are also done. 4 of 4, there we go. And you notice that I made the puppets a lot more following because I changed the slope angle, and their ability to follow you improves quite dramatically if you do that. So, okay, let's do these now. So people struggle with this, like they don't know how to do this. Doesn't work very well. What you really have to do is you just have to imagine where the puppet is, like it's here, and then you kind of just make sure it's in the center and push with your head. There we go. So you literally just fall there, imagine where your head is, and there's kind of like push towards the center of the camera. There we go. And that was one of my dreamers' suggestions, is to automatically make it go forward instead of... Why are they getting stuck there? I don't know. Just to make them automatically go the rest of the way instead of you having to pull them. So it's relatively easy, that. I learned a lot from mechanics and how people play games by watching people absolutely not enjoying my game. So I did a lot of the fixes in the beginning month of this game's release. And still I came back and remastered it and redid whole sections. See, now it's got this like cool guidance to tell you what to do. In case you didn't know. You have to grab it with the same color puppet, otherwise it doesn't work. And then this one goes here. And then lastly the green one. So you just move everybody away from their ball, otherwise they keep getting stuck. Yes. Place the energy spheres. Here's another anime boy tree, the willow. These things almost broke my PS4. So now this is kind of like a little bit of a puzzle and an action mini game. You have to like put them on the correct places. And then you have to figure out the way to do it is to do it in I'm gonna miss it. No, I did it. You have to do them in the sequence from low to high. Gives you a little indicator to help you. And I've done this, and then people obviously go here and try to go, and then I have to remind them that you have to do part 2 of the puzzle, which is redirecting the water to turn on these. And there's a little guide over here. I should have made it flash or something, or put a text gadget over it. Hey, why are you watching me now? I thought you got lost in the back rooms. I know, from earlier, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just doing a recording of this for posterity. So I've got a recording of the walkthrough for this new, because I remastered it recently, and I haven't got the recording yet, so I had to do the recording for this still. So I'm just running through all the levels today. Now I've got to do them all. How are you doing? Did you survive the back rooms? Yeah, this is my game. So this is Possession 2. Yeah, Possession 2. The remastered edition. This is this one. Yes. Now I've got to do the other one. You'll notice, apart from the next level, all my levels are completely bright, and you don't have a problem with scares. So I don't have horror games. I'm not really a horror fan. So this is a puzzle game, but you must play Gemini Rising if you really want a nice experience. It's a 5-hour action game, and it's pretty cool. Not this one. I think it's this one over here. This is red, yeah. But thanks. Yeah, this is not a very popular game, even though I like this one a lot. I do love to lie to every horror game. So I think this one was the... It looks like 46. Yeah, this is 46. 46 crocodile. And then I've got to do opposite squirrels. And this is 46, so not that one. And this is opposite squirrels. So I think it's this one and that one, they've opposite each other. So it's this blue one, I think. I haven't played this game in such a long time. Thank you. It's on a different planet. Look, there's a red sun, and then there's this sort of like a gas giant. So this is kind of like a moon. That's why the planet's called Waterfall Moon. Where is this one's thingy? Is over here. This is the opposites. And this is 46. This is 75. Yeah, so I need to do opposites over here. This one. Opposites, yeah. So, I don't know, that's just the way I remember the glyphs. Yes! And there's the light bridge. So now this is the end of the level. Hey, I beat my previous score. I must have done it faster, so... Cool. So, Chi, for you, just it's Possession is a puzzle game. So the first one is not gorgeous. It's just this white environment. And that's actually the first planet. And then in Possession 2, you go from that planet, you teleport with a blink drive with your ship to this planet. And then now you've got to go through 5 levels on this planet. And I'm going into the caves. It's quite pretty because there's a waterfall there as well. So this is kind of like a cool shot. It's the money shot. Now we're going into the caves. And it's not scary, don't worry. Maybe because you die from falling sometimes, but that's not really scary. Here I also completely redid the level. This one took the longest because every walkable surface that I had wasn't sort of like flat. No, that's actually why Dreams is so amazing, because literally there's just one tool. You go into different modes, like you can go into sculpting mode, and then you're sculpting the character's head or the arms. You can like add stuff or take away stuff or paint it or whatever. So it's kind of like you have a chisel and a brush, and you're chiseling away pieces, or you're adding clay, or you like painting it. So it's kind of like you sitting at home doing your clay figurines and then putting them in the oven and then baking them, kind of, to like put on display. That's you creating a character. Dreams, this is the default Dreams character, so I literally just changed the head. So the character is already done for you. You just plonk a character down. It's blue, and this is kind of like what it looks like, except the head doesn't look like this. I changed the head, so it's got the PlayStation symbols on it. But this is the default character. This is the way it runs. That's the way it jumps. It's got like a million settings, which means you can change the character and the way it walks, talks. Walks. Its arms are moving. If it's flaying its arms, whether it's sashaying, whether its hips are moving. It's got settings for absolutely everything. So you don't actually have to animate all of that if you don't want to. Dreams has a procedural animation system for the puppet. And you can override some of the poses like that and sort of make the exaggerated poses or whatever. So, but most of the logic, double jumps, all built in. You don't have to make any of that logic. It's just put a puppet down and start running around, and then you can just build your world and see, and then come back later and do your character. So here I just created the characters, and I used a lot of assets from other people. Like these rocks and everything, these are other people who made these assets, and I'm just using them. But these gadgets for my game, I had to create myself because they're unique to my game. No one else could make them for me. So. And like these little triangle thingies, I had to make them myself, and the way they animate and everything. So now the trick in this level is you have to read that the yellow and cyan ones trigger once off when you step on them, so they stay on, but the green one does not stay on. You have to keep the green guy on the green one, otherwise it doesn't. So you have to leave him behind. So you have to leave the bot behind. See, now they all follow you and you have to leave it behind. So I'll be back in a sec. Sorry, I'm back. Just went to get a cool drink. So here you have to be a little bit more careful because there's no barriers. Puppets can actually fall off here, and then if one of the puppets dies, they all die and they all spawn at the checkpoint. So you have to be really careful. This game, Possession, has five levels. Musical Forest, River Canals are just finished, and we're now in the caves. Then there's 2 more levels. Then I had to create like a little teaser. I had to create the credits. And then I created the menu system, which took a little bit of time. And then I took a long time to create the cutscene as well. So all of this took me about 4 months to do. But I already had a lot of the puppet work done for Possession 1. So basically I just had to create a new puzzle for each one and a different environment. So, but my other game, Gemini Rising, took 1.5 years to make. And that has 10 chapters and is about 5 to 6 hours of playtime. So it's almost like a little indie game, like like one of those games, Little Nightmares or something, or Inside. Those have about like 4 to 5 hours worth of playtime. So that's quite long. So the trick here is to, now you can take green off, because you don't need green anymore to get the puppets there. Green can now return over here. And you use red to do that, so now you can get red away. So now they're all off their platforms. And I block you so that you can't go any further, because you need to put all 4 puppets on the white one. And then the white one triggers if you got all 4. It's just kind of like, almost like making sure you can't continue until you've done the puppets. Uh-oh. That's about as scary as it gets. So here's the elevator, but there's some coins and stuff over here, so I'm just going to first get these. And it's also a nice area to get a look out of what's going on. So there's the elevator, and it's going to go down to there, to the red one. And then there seems to be more elevators over there. Yeah, and then like I've got like little particles and like the fog to like make it look like something fell there. So I know I'm good with one thing, and that's how to make a collectible, because people cannot play my game without getting the collectibles. They run out of their way to get the collectible, because I made such a cool animation for them, for the collectibles. So it's what I get, it like a dopamine hit, when you do the collectibles. So dopamine's the feel-good chemical. So this one immediately moves when you go on it. So that's why I put the other puppets on first. And now you have to remember to leave the red one on here. And you must be careful not to cut corners, because the puppets are going to try and follow you. And then if you sometimes got them in a certain way, they can actually push the red puppet off, and then you all fall. And then there's the follow system, which lets you see whether you're in follow mode or not follow mode with a little circle. And then you can also see where your puppets are with these little bars, so that you can see the red one is over there. So the red one is over there, and it's further away than these ones because the bar is a little bit smaller. See, it's got like a little red bar as opposed to a big bar. So in this puzzle, you have to leave them all behind, one at a time. And then you have to figure out how to do this. So there's actually a secret down here, but you can't get it because I'm on the wrong puppet. I have to wait till I get all the puppets and then come back down here again. And then to help you, I had these floating arrows in the world, and now I've just made it these painted sort of arrows on top of the... That wasn't available a few years ago. The painting mode came later, the painting sticker mode. Also changed the lighting over here. I'll see if I can get the camera to work with me. So I made it so it looks like the sunbeams are blasting in through the cave over there. Which looks quite similar to Dreams Fest's one cave, actually. But this was created years before Dreams Fest, obviously. So. Okay, so now you don't know what to do, so you kind of have to like figure out. Okay, so the blue one is going to where I was earlier when I collected those magenta colors. So can't be red, can't be green, so it has to be this one. So I have to get off this one and then reverse back all the way. Most people run past. You're supposed to switch and then they'll follow you automatically. And in this case, I'm going to put them on here. Put this one on here, put this one on here. Turn the follow off so that they don't come jumping towards me. And then I can put the follow back on. So it's also about follow management. Like, do you want me to come with you or don't you want me to come with you? Because sometimes you want to have to leave them behind when it's a tricky section. So, see, now before you couldn't do anything here. I'm hardly a teacher. I'm just talking nonsense on a stream. So there is a bit of scariness that I added in this level. Every now and again, there's like a broken light bridge. You see there? It's got like a bit of an issue. So when you walk over it, it like flashes. So it's like, oh my god, that thing's gonna like fall. To get him to follow you, you switch to him, and then he gets off, and he's not locked to the button anymore, and then those can come down and follow him. So, or her. I don't know. These buttons are they. Yeah, because I'd say 50% of a game is actually just creating the visual and the workings of the mechanics. The other 50% is actually understanding a player and what you want the player to do and how you want the player to move forward with your game. And what would a player do here? Is it confusing? Do they know what to do? Are they going to be turned around? Like, a lot of people just carried on playing here. So I created now the block here. So you can't get any further until you've solved this first puzzle. So now you kind of like move over this one, and now you've got all 4 puppets. Okay, now I'll let you continue. So, and just in case you didn't know, here's a big white arrow telling you to go. Everybody needs to be here. So I added this sort of second pathway with some hidden stuff over here. Sometimes you need to hide stuff so that it's, some people will see it and some people will not see it. My trick with these Holobits are, hey, oh, there he is. Just seeing one of them getting stuck in a hole. My trick with the Holobits is, a third of them are obviously visible. A third are kind of hidden, you know, like that. You can sort of see it, you can't see it, if you're at the right angle. And I'll show you now one is completely hidden until you actually find them. So, there's another Holocore Tower down here. And also redid the lighting down here so that it comes through the sunlight beams through here. So. And a lot of times it doesn't have to be accurate. Like, the sun technically isn't even in that position. It's kind of like over there. But I just put spotlights here to make it look like the sun's coming in there, and I've got extra lighting up the area just to make it look pretty. Just as long as it's kind of believable. It doesn't have to be 100% correct, you know, like physics correct. And so this one over here is hidden. You can't see it until you actually go in that little area, and then you find it. There is a corner here where you could kind of like see it. And some are like not in your path. You have to kind of jump to get them. So that creates what you call variety. Not everything is always the same place, same height, same rotation. I always turn the Holobits slightly so they all have a slightly different rotation as well. Another one that's a bit broken. Oh no. I just don't like these light bridges that flicker like this. So like here, if you just go like here, the puppets will jump onto the light bridge. Some of them won't jump correctly, then they'll fall down this hole here. So I added some additional floor over here just to catch them. You see, so some of them would have fallen down there now, and then that allows them to jump on without having to fall down. So you constantly play the game over and over and over to find these little sort of glitch areas, and you fix them. Just the ones that are terrible, you know, you can leave a few in so that, you know, not everything is just 100% when you play the game. This isn't a movie, this is a game, you have to think. So now this is a new mechanic for the light bridge. It changes between two different ones. It's like a two-state. So the green one can actually use the green one, but it can't use this side because it has to be, see, then it'll die. Ah! So if you turn follow off, you can go and explore without the puppets coming with you and causing an issue. So you can see that the green one has to go down here. Some people don't know what to do, so they first have to figure out what's going on here. So now I've made this little platform, but you can't jump anywhere because it's too far. And you can't continue because it needs this blue one. And it's got like a little Wi-Fi symbol on it, so there's something up with the blue one. And those puppets are stuck there, so they can't come with me either. So the idea is that you get them to come here, and then you put the blue one on the transmission tower, and then it creates like a little beam showing you that it's activating that one. Now you can take the green one and make it go down there because its path is now opened up by the Wi-Fi. See, it's not so simple. Some of the puzzles can be a bit tricky to figure out. So here's the Wi-Fi wire. I used it to make it look like it's like data flowing. And previously I didn't have walls in here. Now I've put walls in so that you can't actually jump down here. Because some places it looks like you can actually jump to the next level, but you can't. So I put walls in so you absolutely have to just carry on with the path. These are all great now because they're flat. Make your environments as flat as possible. And if you have another flat area on top, just put like a step and make this flat as well, because people do not like uneven ground like this. Do not make it like this. Make it like this. Flat everywhere. I just put uneven everywhere to a little bit of interest on the side. And then this goes up to the top. There we go. And now you have to wait here, because I give you a little reminder. Bring each puppet to this position. So now blue's done its work. Blue can now get off the wireless because green's there. So now this is the same story. So you trigger it. Let the other two carry on to the next section. Because I made these arrows so big that you could figure out, well, red shouldn't be there by the blue, red's over here, so it needs to be over here. You can go back to the blue one now. Oh, shush. I forgot to take the green one. I think I want to backtrack now, so let's backtrack. I'm going to backtrack while I'm here. It's going to be a bit of a mission. I forgot about the one Holocore that I wanted to show where it is. I'm just running, so there's no collecting or anything, so it should be fast. Well, technically I only need to take the green one. And of course, I allow you to backtrack, so I have to find a way to make you allowed to go backtracking. I just want to go grab the Holocore. Somehow seems faster when the other puppets are not with me. See, now, this is where the blue one was at the bottom. And now this is where the secret is, behind the corner. Yeah, here we go. I should have 4 now, yes. So now you don't have to run all the way down. You can just die, and then you're back where you were before you started. So, because I've been playing the game so many times. Come. Yeah, boys. So I have to do this little bit over. It's not too crazy. It's sort of sections. Once you reach the next section, then there's like a checkpoint, and then you don't have to worry about what you did or didn't get. So just want to count how many Holocores there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's right. This entire area was also completely changed now. So let's go to the blue. Let them through. Again, there's sunlight shining in. There's a bit of a glitching happening from the spotlights. Dreams doesn't like a lot of spotlights on. So this one's there for the blue one. So if we now go from the blue one to here, you'll see that it's got the trigger for the blue one now. And then that's the blue arrow to confirm in your mind that you're in the right path. This means going up, so there must be an elevator here somewhere. Yes, here it comes. And then you notice that there's a red one. There's a red holocore here, but you can't get it with the blue one, so you have to bring the red one around and then later come and get it. Sort of park them over here. Okay, now there's a holocore here. Just want to see where the red one is. Let me turn follow off. There's the magenta one. And now kind of like, you're so used to the right path being the one that you have to, now it's the left path, so you change it up a little bit every now and again. And I try to make the color of the tower that you're on and the glowing vines the same color as the one you need to be on. So it's red for red, green for green. This all helps you subtly notice that this is where you have to be for red. And even this arrow is like a double up. It also helps you at this area to know that you have to go this way. And I also made this mushroom red so that you'd know you have to be here for the red. Another elevator. Here we go. Now you can use the red one if you want. Wow! Damn it. Luckily here it's not far enough to die. So now you can actually use the blue one and the red one to go get that holocore, which is around the corner over here. Ah. And now we're short this one, so I'm going to turn follow off just so that if I'm close to them they don't come falling off to me and screw up the puzzle. So this one you have to get off it and then you can do this last little bit. So they all arrive at the same spot, but they each followed their own path. Work on your own and then work together again. And now I like to trigger the checkpoint first. There we go. And now we just collect all the holobits that's here. This one, and then there's a green one behind me. Now there's another little cutscene. More falling rocks. This place is not very stable. And then for that cutscene, I used a technique where you kind of zoom the camera either in or out a little bit, and then at the end of a cutscene, you zoom it back to normal again. So it's got like this sort of effect on the camera. And there's another one behind here. I think it's the blue one. Yes. And like, this was very tricky because it was a very narrow ledge before, and now I made it like super wide. Make it super wide so it's easy to navigate and easy to... Yeah, the best approach I suggest is, if you're an artist, is start sculpting. Learn how to sculpt or paint with the painting strokes effect. Then you become familiar with dreams, but you're also comfortable in the medium that you're in. If you know nothing about art or game design or anything, then the best approach is not to do any of the sculpting first, is to just do level design. So you get kits. There's lots of kits. I think the easiest one to start with maybe is the dungeon kit. It's got like a character with a sword, you can collect stuff, and then you just kind of make levels. You kind of make rooms, you put things in the rooms, you put zombies, you put plants that eat you, you put all the things that are in the kit, and you figure out how do you put a level together. That's the most important thing, because that teaches you about how a game works. You don't need to be able to sculpt in the beginning. You can use other people's assets completely, which is what Dreams has. It has kits of assets that you can just use. So literally my first game possession, which I'm not showing here now, but the puppets were white, right? I flattened their heads so that they look a bit like a robot. I added the symbols for the PlayStation button on them, and I made them glow. That didn't take very long. The rest of the mechanics of the game took a little bit of time, but so my first game was actually just one of the imp quests was called Ancient Times or something. So I did a short little level with some rocks and some pillars that fell, with a door that has to open, and then use the, so it was a very short level, but it taught me that I'm able to create a game that was reasonably fun to make. Let's go get them. I can just do this here, I guess. So yeah, if you've got an idea, don't try to do the art first. Do the mechanics of the game. Like, is it a fighting game? Is it a shooting game? Make the shooting and make the fighting. If it's just a collection game, make the puppet just collect. And then you see if it's fun. Because the most important thing about gameplay is so that it's fun. And that you enjoy doing the tasks that you have to do. In this one, I flipped the script. So previously, if you were on a transmitter, the receiver would trigger somewhere else for someone else. Now it's triggering for you, but for someone else in reverse. So it's coming towards you as opposed to going away from you. So let me first do this collection. So even though it's kind of a similar mechanic, I switched it up a little bit. So this is kind of like similar to the first puzzle where you stood on the platforms, but now you're not triggering this one to shoot out a bridge. You're triggering a remote one to shoot a bridge towards you or in a different direction. So now I have to do the same thing in reverse, but now the reverse is the green one first, because the green one's bridge can't go further, so he has to let that one go first. And then you come back through this one. And then you do this one. Double back. All the way back to the blue one. Almost done with this level. Take the follow off, switch to X, jump on here. Collect the bits. I should only have like a few bits left. Yeah. See, now the red one's holding the door open for us. There we go. And of course, I'd say it's 30% visuals, 30% figuring out the gameplay loop and if it's fun, and 30% testing. You have to literally play your own game like 1,000,000 times. Literally. So you can find all the bugs. I have almost no bugs in my games, because I play them so many times. Yay! I've got all the build. This was the one with the most, but 75. And I think I've got all the towers now as well. Yes. So now I can complete the level without worrying about collectibles. I've got them all. No, circle goes last. Yeah, the best thing is, like I said, is just to start with level design. Is make some platforms, make some things that move, make something that you can collect, make something you can slash and break, or an enemy or something, and then you see if you can put something together that kind of works. If you've got a story, you could maybe even do cutscenes for a story. It doesn't have to be the correct characters. You're trying to do the animations. Yes, complete. I didn't complete my previous score, so because I was talking a lot and I double backed. So now this is the final cutscene. Uh-oh. Oh, we knew that was coming. Now this is the next level. Now you're falling into the power facility through some area at the back. This one I kind of did the least amount of rework on because it was very, very full, because Dreams has a thermometer of how full you can actually make a level before it runs out of memory. So there I just put some lighting and some additional spotlights, so these fans look pretty cool. Here I was able to add the invisible. If you look carefully, you'll see I'm not actually walking on the steps. I'm walking on an invisible platform. Do you see that? There's like a ramp that you can't actually see, but it just makes the puppet move without having to jump smoothly down the stairs. So there's all sorts of tricks. Otherwise, your puppet will get stuck on these stairs. Like and it's very difficult to walk. So you just add like an invisible wall there that's the same shape as the stairs, and then the puppet smoothly walks over the stairs, no problem. So I'm just going to show people just quickly. So in this level, there's this power facility in the middle, This looks completely different of how I had it originally. Originally, the power facility was one room, and then Dreams ran out of thermo, so for it to work, I had to split it up into multiple rooms, which actually, now that I think about it, is a fantastic idea and makes it work very well. But this wasn't how I originally intended it to look. So due to the limitations of Dreams, I had to create a workaround, and it turned out to be a fantastic workaround. Makes it so much better. So the area behind here is invisible and is turned off until you actually open the door. Then this whole area becomes visible and usable. Just want to do the collectibles quickly. And then you have to pay attention because there's a little flashing red light for the Holocore Tower. Here's the same power node that I had in the musical level. And every area has a completely different set of puzzles. It's not all the same. So this one you have to restore the power to the central core. So there's two inputs. One of the inputs is coming from these wall things. This is an incoming and this is an outgoing. So the instruction is reconnect all the power nodes in each area to the central core. Jump slam to rotate the connectors. So there's 6 rooms I have to do. And this is only the first room. So what you have to do is, I'll sort of show you. You realize that you can't actually do this one here connected to the, because if you do that, you can't connect the other one. You need the other one to come from this mixer, which you can only do once you've done these 2 rooms next to it. This one's, the color is going to come from this one. The color is going to come from the room next door. And these 2 colors will then join to form red, which will be the other line on this thing. This one is going to go directly. So I will usually go from the start, from the end point back to the starting point. There we go. So now the power is flowing here down the line to the left side. So the left side's working now. But now you've also got to send the power out to the next room. Down here, and down there. And you also got to send it to the room next door that way. So let's go backwards. There we go. And then it has to be this way. So sometimes it's a bit of a tricky route. It's not so obvious. And I put extra connectors into kind of confuse you a little bit. There we go. So 2 of them you're sending to the 2 rooms next to you, and 1 you're sending to the 1 pillar point, and the other one you can't do because the other one has to come from the other 2 rooms next door. And I make it impossible for you to do it on the other pillar, so that even if you try to do it, you can't. So you can't finish 1 room, you have to finish all of the rooms and then go loop it back. So I also added some subtle cues now in the remaster. This is the level that didn't need a lot of change. I added these indicators to tell you which area this is for, the color. Previously that wasn't there. I've also added this kind of lighting effect to show you this is magenta. The lights are kind of like blue over here. Here the lights, I've put a magenta light or a cyan light through the, and here's like green. So you can see there's like green lighting happening here. So all little subtle cues to help you figure out that this is magenta, just in case you forget. Not everybody sees every clue, so you've got to put a few clues down. See, here's the red coming in now from the room next door. So now you can join the red somewhere. We'll figure it out. So first of all, we've got to bring to this glowing one. It wasn't obvious, so I added a little flash here for you to see this is the glowing one. So you've got to bring the power node to the glowing part. And the node. Just want to see if I've got all the collectibles. I don't think so. And these weren't on flashing, so I made them flash out and in so you would know which one's which one. So this one needs magenta. So here's the mixer for magenta. So red plus blue makes magenta. So we got to bring the red to the mixer. There we go. Now the one side of the mixer is done, and now we need the blue one as well. So I'll just kind of like prep the blue one. So when you come into the room, you can see them already on the mixer, and they will guide it the rest of the way. So we gotta get it to here. So somehow it's got to come from here all the way to here. So now the mixer also needs to go in here. The mixer is probably going to go to the right. And then yes, then this one will go there. So the mixer is going to the right hand side one, and this one's going to go to the left hand side one. This side. There we go. There we go. So sometimes you might think this is the right one, but you've still got to send it outwards to the next room as well. And this one can't turn another way, so it has to be that way. This has to go there. This has to go there. See, and now this has to go there. And this has to go there, and then this goes there. It's got the one outgoing, and then this is the other outgoing. Here we go. There we go, there we go, and there we go. So there we go. One out, two out to the two rooms next door. That one goes to that room. That one goes to that room. Or that one goes to red. That one will go to blue. Blue's going to come in here, mix with red and form magenta. And then it's going to go here to this one. I won't connect it up now. So you just kind of like do one loop of the rooms, and then you do like a second mini loop just to connect all the pieces up. And, oh, there we go. Let's get the Holocore Tower. And so some of the rooms are quite similar, and some of the rooms are not similar. So you'll see there's some changes to two of the rooms. So that some are like, you know, quick and easy. You know already what to do. So you can't do that, and then you can't collect things. So I had to collect it while I was pushing it over. Okay. So now here's the magenta one coming from the room next door. That has to go to this one. The mixer. So you're learning color theory as well as learning puzzle. What color plus what color makes RGB. This is like RGB LEDs with the other colors in between. So this from the next door. This is gonna go like somewhere here to get to here. So it's probably gonna have to go the long way around to get to here. And now blue has to go to the room next door. So let's connect that up. Some of them I was nice, I obviously left them correct. Some of them I tweaked it so that you have to do it this way. There we go. It's always better to do the ones going out first, because then you can see where the gaps are for the one you have to connect directly to the pillar. So this one is a little bit of a brain teaser, but if you work back from the end point, it's not really that difficult. There we go. And so now the path that remains is the one that goes to one of these. So I'm presuming this is going to go here, here, then down here, then there, then there, then there, and then I'll leave this one to do at the end so I can see it. Then the only path we have left is this one. And then this is this one. Here we go. Blue. And these also light up a bit if you've done that one, and they also light up inside the instructions. Next one. These ones with the tunnels are different. They have like a secondary section. So there is no thing for them to go on. I'll connect this one up. Yes. So this is an incoming one, right? Yes. Incoming. This goes down here, because it has to go past the thing, past the power node area. And then it'll go to here. Yes. Okay, so where is the... Somewhere there must be a hidden something. For all the collectibles. There we go, and there we go. I think there's a tower behind here somewhere. It's a red one. Some bits over here. Tower, bits, and then so you'll see that each button presses one of these shield sort of indicators go down. That's the second one. Yep. That's the third one. Yes, and then the last one is over here. Cool. They're like cats, they come from behind the corner. So the power node is trapped behind this little terminal here. And it opens up. Now you can drag it all the way to there. Through the shield. Finally, yes, that's got to go out. Let's do the ones going out first. Out. Yes, it's this one. Yes, because this one goes here, this one goes there. And then this one's also got to go out there. And then there, coming in here, and then going there. There we go. So I've got two going out, one coming into the mixer, and then I just need to connect this one up to, I'm presuming the mixer is going to go to this one. Yes, and then we can do this one going to here. This is a quick and easy one. Yes, that's it. Okay, so now we can leave. And you'll do like a second quick little loop to each of them just to turn a few of the buttons. So now we've got green left and yellow left, and then we're back at red. Get them bits. And there's another one here, I think. Yeah, here we go. I got that one, yes. So this goes here. I love the sort of fog, and then this lights up the fog. Like little bits are flying everywhere, like glitter from the dust in the cave. Okay, so this has to go out. Nope. There we go. There, there, there. And then this one must be redirected to here. There we go. One out. I'm presuming this is two out. Yes. Yes, number two out. Here's the incoming one. Let's connect it up. Let's connect up the color. Yes. I'll do this when I come in here again. And then this can be used for the second one, which goes to the tower. Cool, this was quick, see? And the yellow one's the last one. This one's also got a bit of a tricky situation. This has to go to the mixer. Where's the mixer? Can't even see it now. Everything's starting to look the same. Why can't I find the mixer now? I'm blind. Oh no, I am going blind now. Where's the mixer? That's out. Must be connected. Here it is. All the way on this side. Hidden away in the darkness. There we go. Light up the mixer, then you know where to go. This one goes here. I'm presuming it must go all the way, kind of like around. As far as I remember. Oh, I forgot a hole there. That's not a drain smash. Yep. And then just work backwards. Yes. And then this way. And then this way. Yes. Up to the... I see now it's the first time you can see a mixer. Where you've got two different colors on either side already done. So now green and red makes yellow. And now you can connect yellow up to its one side. This will be the first one where you'll activate both sides because you have one mixer, whereas in the others you don't have any mixers. I can't continue because I don't have the actual block to continue. So let's go get the block. So I put a checkpoint here in case you fall down and die or get stuck, then you can restart from this checkpoint. There's some stuff behind these areas here. There we go. Just going to turn them off for now so I can get the holocore. That's it. I think there's more holobits on the other side. Yes, there. I made them so you can see them through the cracks over here. Ah! All the holobits collected. Now let's get them all on here. Open up the thing. Slide it across. Now you've got to use the elevator to get it up. I should have put hidden floor tiles here so that you can't drag over these stupid rigidity. And now you can't get through here, so you got to pull these out of the way. And then the one falls down, so then you have to pull that one out of the way. And that one out of the way. And then this one out of the way. And this one out of the way. And now you can pull this one through. And then people keep doing this and then they have to figure out which one is the right one for the elevator to move. And now just so they don't get stuck, I'm going to bring them all up to the top here. I don't want to put follow on now, they'll keep running to the bottom. I want them to get stuck now. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I should have just changed the surface to be the smooth surface instead of this like riggedy surface. So I'm presuming this one goes out here. Yes. Next door. Now we need another one to go next door. So it should be like this path somewhere. This one, this one, this one. See, it's not this one. This one goes here. Next door. And now we're almost done because it's just a quick spin around some of the rooms to fix up the missing bits. All four are connected. I must just connect this one second connection. Maybe work back. Yes. Can't go that way, so it has to go this way, and then there we go. So now you've done one tower. So when we go back now, this whole room's done. See, all the ones are lit up. So if you go back down now, you'll see the yellow ones lit up. So there's like a few cues. So this one's got the circle around it. It's bright now. On here, the circle's bright as well. And if you look up, you'll see that the power is actually coming into this room with that tube there. So there's actually tubes for everything, but they're just not lit up. You can see all the colored tubes at the top there. Okay, so now we loop around to red. Got one done. So now it's just a quick loop through all of them. I've done all the holocores and things, so now it's just a quick run and then we're done with this level. So one or two turns of the turns to fix up. This one I haven't done yet. Bring the magenta to the mixer. Yellow and magenta makes red. Yeah, this one's done. Now it all starts to make sense if you haven't caught on what's going on in this puzzle. It took me so long to figure this puzzle out. Because it has to work. You have to be able to do it. So this one's done, that one's done. I'll just do a quick loop around the next ones. Double check if it's done or not. No, this one's not done. Yes, everything's done. Red and blue makes magenta. See, now the tube at the top's also glowing magenta now. This one's done, circle around it. 3 more left. Just do a quick run through these. And I think it's just one that I have to turn. Cyan and magenta makes blue. And second one, yes, so blue is done. These walls are too narrow, so I had to extend them in the beginning. They were only one broad, but I made them too wide because they were just not working very well for the puppets to climb up. 2 more. So you just go in and kind of like flip the switch for one or two of them. This one. Fixed up. Blue and green make cyan. Gets very bright when it's all lit up. Now this one's also lit up, so there's only the green left. And one switch. So blue, cyan, and yellow makes green. Yes. And that's it. We've restored the power. And we've got all the collectibles, so now their level score will pop up. There we go. I think last time I just did a little bit faster. All the collectibles are there. So. Chapter complete. Now if you don't know what to do, this wasn't here before, so now you put all your puppets in here. It's the way to get out. I do not know why this puppet is here. I'll look at that. Wasn't supposed to be there. It's supposed to be in here, coming down the tube. And this is now the jungle level. Jungle portal. So this is the last level, the jungle portal now. We've done the musical forest, river canals, caves of light, and power facility. How long is the streaming going on now already? Just check my Twitch. 1 hour 44 minutes. I mean, that's not bad for a time of a game. To play a game for 2 hours, that's not bad. It took me 4 months to create something for 2 hours. It took me 1.5 years for me to create something that takes 5 hours. But there was a lot of mechanics and stuff involved in that, so. And totally different enemies, and like this is all just one puppet's mechanic. I think that's it. This one's a bit tricky. You have to trigger the elevator and then collect it. And there's another one here. I love how I did these. It's a sculpt that only has glow but no light. And then I added paintings for the light. It creates such a beautiful effect. With the like, this is what it looks like if it's a dirty yellow. It has like that sort of tone color. I love it. This elevator took such a long time to do. This is the same elevator you use in the musical forest when you get in. And then I added these gaps with the lights to make it visible that you're moving up. And there we go. The money shot for Waterfall Moon. Here's the jungle. It's huge. Just want to check if I collected. I think it was 12, yeah. Explore the area. Find and collect holobits in the surrounding jungle. Also look for Holocore Towers to deactivate. So I know that on the right here, you have to go. And in this area, I also remastered these sort of levels so that they look a bit more flat. Moved some of the trees and the environment around, added this little fog over here, these lights casting through. And obviously add all the Holocores and the Holobits. And this is also a new little area. It's called the underpass. There we go, underpass. We're out. Forest guardians. Avoid the forest guardians that roam the dark area of the forest. So here's the dark area of the forest. Oh, here's the guardian. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I don't have any weapons, so I get killed. So I'll just leave the forest guardians alone. I've got one. And in a game, you also have to make sure that there's a sort of a lit up area where you know you can go. Then you've got to be able to see the signage and the light that I put there from a distance, so you know that's where you came out. And you add fake lighting anywhere you think it looks good, so that it's reasonably believable. I created these sort of light areas so you can sort of follow the light. Here's some more waterfalls. And there's the bridge. So you can't get to the bridge from here. You've got to backtrack to the beginning where I was, and then you can go over the bridge. But you have to do this area first, because there's some collectibles over here. Under the wet rock. Because the waterfall, under the waterfall here, it's wet. Go, go, go! And then you light up the other one as well, like this. And then you know it's there. Oh, there's another guardian over here, so I better not. Hey! No, no, no. Let's go down this side. And if you can't go up here, so you've got to go around. So this shining through here is all completely fake. The sun isn't actually getting here. I just made it kind of look like it. These are spotlights to create sort of these fake sunbeams that come in here. And also the light on this rock over here is not actually coming from the sun. I added additional paint to make it look like there's this beautiful light coming through the wilderness. Same here, this lighting on this rock is brightened up with paint that I lit it up with. Old tricks. Oh, where am I going? Yeah. Go through the brush. There was one over here as well that I couldn't reach. Yes. How many are there? 50. And now we can go down here. You don't actually have to switch, you can just kind of like walk with them. Whichever one walks over it will get it. Doom, doom, doom. Cool. What the heck's going on here? Drag the stone blocks around and solve the water maze. I'm guessing that's what it said. Solve the water maze to activate the elevator. Okay. So this isn't particularly difficult. You just have to get those color blocks into here. So red needs to go in here, so then these two have to go out of there. So we've got to get red out of the way first. What has to come in here? Blue. Maybe we should just do the blue one first. Oops. Got the wrong puppet. The blue one can't come through here, so we'll have to. And then if you get irritated, you can just turn the follow off so that they don't get in your way. And I should be able to get a second block in here as well. Yep. And then I can bring the blue one. This one's all about stones and sound. Okay, this one can come this way. This one here. And it comes through here. There we go. First one's lit up. Now to get the purple one in here, I've got to move this one out of the way first. So let's put it on this side. Where's the purple one? There it is. Move this one there. Not purple, I mean magenta. Or pink. I love that PlayStation. That was a big thing for them to put this pink color on the controller. They didn't initially want to do it. I read a sort of a behind the scenes documentary. And the designer of the controller's buttons forced PlayStation. He said he won't budge. Gotta be pink. Probably because then whatever color you like pink or blue or green, that there is a color that you like maybe, you know. Okay, we've got two now. And then this one's got to go through here, so we'll get rid of this block as well. Just get it out the way into this little alleyway. And so I need to get green. So green and red have to flip. So let's get red out of the way. Let's put this one in the hole. This dragging mechanic was so difficult to get right. It's very complicated. And then we need the green one. This has to go all the way to the other side, I think. Right? Yes. That one's green and that one's red, yeah. This is one of the nicest musics for like a Zen background. It's like a little bit of a flute. It's very calming. Almost. Just got to get the red one up there as well. Ah. Oh. Three. Let's get the red one. This one can go into the hole. We're almost halfway. And then you've got the elevator up and running. Yes. Now the elevator's up and running. So apart from the environmental changes just for gameplay, most of this wasn't changed, but it still took a long time to do the surrounds in the new sort of flattened structure. I also redid the bell so that it's always exactly the same and it's not a physical object thing. So now you'll see the sound wave is supposed to reach the tuning forks, but it can't, because there's these blocks blocking the sound. I'll show you again. See, each of them are blocking the sound and you can't reach the tuning forks. So we've got to get rid of them. So now how you do that is, we've got to take all the puppets up here. You've got to link the buttons. Climb the stone pillars to reach the pulsating wireless beacons. Turn them on to link the buttons. So there's the pulsating wireless beacons. And they will then link these buttons, because this one moves that one out of the way, and then the sound will reach this tuning fork. But this one will lift that one, and then the sound can reach this tuning fork. But you can't stand on both buttons at the same time. So that's why you've got to go up the top and use the wireless thing to link the buttons together. I think that's 5, then there's 6, 7. I think there was one here as well. Yes. There we go. Okay. So now you've got to go here. So for this area, puppet fall depth is very high, so you won't die when you fall off the top. So which is that at the top there. So that if you have all your puppets and one falls down, it doesn't die. Because this is very tricky. See? And now one fell down, and now you're stuffed. What you can do is you can respawn, then you have to go all the way around, and then it just respawns at the checkpoint. All the puppets are then together. So to prevent this from happening, you have to turn follow off, get them to the next checkpoint, one by one, because the checkpoints are quite close. And then once they're at the checkpoint, you can then respawn from here if they fall off. So there's a little bit of a mini puzzle, same story as on the ground. You have to pull this one to this side. So the way to do it is to get this one there. Then pull the green one also in there. Then switch back to the square one. Put the square one in the edge. I'm going to do it in reverse so you can see what happens. See, this one moves down like that to open up the next area. But you also got to do the green one, because even if you jump up here, you can't go anywhere. What I can do is I can use the green one now to just trigger this wireless link. See there, it's got little kind of wireless symbol telling you that this is the wireless link. And it's got like the same wireless link from the caves idea. Woo! Okay. And then I've got to take it out again. Move this one out of the way. So I take my hat off to games like Lara Croft where they've got absolutely foolproof dragging system. See, and then that one comes down. And now you can get up to this area over here. Technically, I don't need the green one. So you could have actually left it there. I just need the purple one to move this purple block. Into here. And that moves that purple one over there, or the magenta one over there. And then I'll pull it back here. And it can stay over here. The red one needs to move the red block into position. Which moves that one by rotating it. And you have to bring the blue one obviously through, so you need to do the blue one as well. The blue one's actually the only one that needs to go through, but that's only because I know. So that's why there's a blue one over here for you to collect. And all you have to do is just push this down here, let it fall. That's the coolest thing. And then now you've done the link button for the second one. So now you've done green and blue. So what does that actually do? So this blue one makes that one go transparent. And this blue one makes this one go transparent. But because they've linked, you can stand on any one of them now. So now you can remove two at a time with one puppet. So I guess I could just fall down now, because all of these are done, and I can put on, okay, so now I've done this section over here up to there. So now I've got to do this section on this side. So here's some clues. It's saying I must take the magenta puppet up to the top there, and there's a magenta one on there. So I know that I have to take a magenta one up here. So I can actually leave this one on here. Let's take the magenta. Oh, I need the circle one here. So this one gets rid of that sound barrier, and it's creating like an upstairs platform section. And this one gets rid of the first one, creating like a lower platform section. So I need to use the turn follow off. I need this one to go up here. I'll also rejig these a little bit so that they're not so difficult to jump anymore. Some of them are just flat. They were like oddly shaped, so I turn them around so they're just flat. So now I need to trigger the second section. I need to go to this one. And now there's the second section. This is a bit tricky and dangerous. You just hold your camera in the middle, it's pretty easy. So you can't collect this one because you need the red one up here. But first things first, we're gonna take this one and push that one away. This one goes in here. And then it triggers this thing to come up and down like this. So that's how you get the red one up there. Just wait for it to come down, jump on, and wait for it to go back up. Almost done with the level. I also moved these pillar blocks like a little bit off center from each other so that they would look a bit more uneven. And so here we can just do this. Again, move that out the way. And then we get this one to go this side. This is the final link. So that links the red buttons. So now we've got all the links done that we need to. Power the elevator. Turn on the correct 3 wireless links, because you only need 3, and I'll show you why. Because of course, one of the puppets needs to be at the bell, to ring the bell. So this one's getting rid of those 2 barriers. This one's getting rid of these 2 barriers. And I've got 4 barriers removed. So I haven't removed all the absorber panels. I can come down here now. Where's the... Yeah, let's put the follow on. Now the green one's going to be able to lift both of these up at the same time. And I'll show you the trick. See, now both lift up, not just the one. And now you're going to ask, okay, so what about the last one? Why didn't I do this one? There's the wireless. You could have done it. But the problem is you can't stand on the wireless. You have to be the one ringing the bell. So you have to figure out that these explode like that when you stand on them. But that's not the only way they explode. If you actually go and stand with any puppet next to them, they also explode. So you don't actually even need the button now. You just have to run as fast as you can. So let's collect all the bits first before we continue. I think there's X over here. There's some bits at the top here. In this little hidden section over here. And then there was also an underground section that I've got to go to. Here it is. There's one more, and there's 3 more bits. So where are those bits? There must be somewhere. There's one. I think it's by the green one. I didn't do this bit over here. There's one here around the corner. Yes, there we go. And now there's one more, which I think is over here. Yes. I can put him back. Take the red one off again to go get that last bit. Yeah, 1 bit, 1 holocore. So that you know there's a secret section, you put one of the holobits in there. And then there's a holocore inside here as well. There we go. And we're almost done with the game. I need to take the red one back to where it's supposed to be. Behind. They also lock when you're on a button, so they don't move off the button. So now I've got all the correct absorber panels done. Because the last 2, oops, Whoop. They're just invisible to sound, they're just not invisible to me. So now, I'm actually going to have to run and trigger those two while the bell's ringing. So I've got to run while the bell's ringing, trigger them, and then all of them ring. And of course, we've got the classic, something opens behind the waterfall. Yay! I beat my previous score. Got all the collectibles. And look at these cute little idle things that they do. I've got like little stretches that they do. And now you can just bring all the puppets to the middle. Pick them all up along the way. There we go. Come. Here, bots. Come here. Made these little water splashes and circles. It's so cute. And of course there's something behind the waterfall. And again I did like a fake lighting effect here through the sort of sun coming through. And all of them need to be there. And they teleport to behind the waterfall. And now you're finished with the puzzle and you go through the interstellar portal, which takes you to Possession 3. Well, we won't play that now, but it'll take you to Possession 3. This is just like a little teaser. It actually doesn't look like this. But I left the teaser like it was so that I can see the progression from what the teaser was and what the actual was. So this is Possession 2. That was my walkthrough. In this game I designed absolutely everything, not some of the rocks and the leaves and stuff obviously. I did some of the plants. Denja was kind enough to help me with the connector logic because I had a big problem with that, and these are the people who were playtesting for me. And thank you for watching me play Possession 2. And it was recently released, so you can see who's gone through some of the levels and who hasn't. I think it was only me and Aria of Anxiety that did it. He did a better score than me on the power facility. I'm not even sure how that was. Oh yeah, that could have been possible. I got a better score on the jungle because I know what to do, obviously. Caves of Light. So it's a shame that not many people have played it since I re-released it with the re-released it for the remastered edition. So I'm hoping that this stream might also help people get to grips with the thing that they can play this game. So yeah, this one doesn't have an MM pick. It's only 281 likes, so it's not really in the same sort of vein as my other games. So yeah, so my other games are it's Possession 2, which I've just played now, and then there's Possession 3, which I've got a stream on if you want to watch that. And I did like a little play bootcamp short little level. I've also got Lava Runner and Macaroni Mayhem. That's like kind of a sliding game down a tube. You kind of slide down a tube. And then Lava Runner is a runner game where you run and jump over the lava on the obstacles. That's very quick, but it's a kind of a high score game. And then my collaborations with Dreams Fest 22 and Fragments. Both of them won an IMPI award as well. Even though I'm not allowed to get an IMPI in South Africa, it doesn't allow me to get IMPIs for some stupid reason, but anyway. So yeah, that was possession 2. I'm gonna get something to eat, but thanks for everybody for watching, and I'll catch you again sometime on stream. Cheers.